past, fatal heart impact, past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful laws and pass. I back up my actions, fact, don't ask, grab reactions, jacked, attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose, pick a new silver excuse. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember you're discreet now, get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here. And now, whenever we last left off with this series, we had Dorzaya and Belle. Now, in the last couple parts, Dorzaya, he's done something. He has created an urban legend about the Black Wolf clan. The people, or at least the type of species, he did disguise himself as in the demi-human kingdom. Now, after this last remaining member was taken and believed to be killed, his spirit became that of something vengeful. And he then murdered all the slave traders and set the slaves free. Now, people were confused by that. That doesn't sound like it was possible. However, at the same time, there are slaves who can back up the story. They were set free by the vengeance of the clan. And many slave traders, the ones who were left alive to tell the story, yeah, they wish they were dead. They live every single day not knowing if that monster is going to come back and drag them out of their own bed. And that frightens them. Now, Midoriya did take this identity for some time, as they then found Belle's sister, and Belle, she tortured and murdered the man who was abusing, torturing, and starving her sister, along with getting her addicted to chemicals. Now, Belle's sister, she did then at least wake up the next morning and enjoy a meal. As we do have Midoriya, he is sitting there, and he is eating his own fish. As he does look over at Belle's sister to see that she's already eaten 3 fish. You might want to slow down. Now, Midoriya watches what she does, go to bite a huge chunk out, chew, and then go to try and speak. Her quickly having it caught in her throat, as he does go to, hand her some water. Her snatching it from his hand and quickly swallowing a mouthful of it. As she does then go back to eating. I see. It can't be helped then. Roy going to stand up. Him taking off his shirt and then explaining that he's going to go take a bath in the river downstream. Once he does do that, he's going to gather some things for a potion and at least make her something that should improve her healing. Now, the girl, she does look at Midoriya. The man, he claims to be a former slave. However, his body doesn't have a single marking on it. And then there's the fact that whenever he does walk away, she does turn to Belle, asking exactly why she's with that man. Well, my former owner bought him, and he fought as a gladiator. Gladiator? Wait, he's that good? That he doesn't have a scar on him? No, that's not his true form. What? Yeah. Dorzaya, he's, a human. I'm sorry, a human? You can't be serious. No, I am. Ever since we came to this kingdom after crossing over the border during the war, we've, been posing as demi-humans, or he has at least. And he accidentally posed as one of them, so he's using them to the advantage. Now, she has been in talk with her sister, explaining everything to her. as we have Midori, who is currently sitting in the middle of the river, and he's using fire magic to heat up the water around him. Now, Midori, he does use a bar of soap and scrub his body, as he does get clean. As he is at least sitting in the hot water, he does look over his skills. He knows that a few of these skills he hasn't really touched upon or improved in a while, and he was very curious about many of them. Midori decided to improve them or at least put them to a good rank currently. Now, Midori decides to at least put Fireball, his first skill, to its maximum. Him wondering if skills do have limits, as he did begin to start tapping down on the button. Fireball went from, let's just say, level 7 or 8 to Midori having it to be a level 25 spell. And after Midori he got to level 25, he found that his skill maxed out. Before, it did give him an option. Now, Midori did see a few strange things. He's getting an option for the advanced level of Fireball, Explosion Magic, along with even Destruction Magic. And then there's the fact that he could apparently reset this skill and keep the previous attributes. Meaning that if he does jump the skill down to level 1 again, it will have the power of the level 25 Fireball, and then he can improve it once more. Now, Midori, he is surprised, as he does do this to many of his skills, unlocking the advanced magic versions of them and resetting them down to the lower levels. Now, we also do have Midori, he does put all the points he's gotten from the war into some of his dragon form abilities, improving his ice magic, his dragon skin, his claws, his breath, and his dragon form. What he could previously do for only 5 minutes and 30 seconds, Midori can now do for 20 minutes in total. Noticing that every time he takes a leap, it's a different few things. At first it was a minute, so he could do 6 minutes and 30 seconds. Then it was 2 minutes. Then 3. Then 4. And then, well, apparently it was 3 again. Meaning that it would be random each time he does upgrade it. Now, Midori was very happy with this. For a third of an hour, he can become an unstoppable dragon. And for what 20 minutes he could do, well, he knows what he could do in 5. So let's just say he's aware of how powerful that is. Now, eventually Midori, he would come walking back up to the camp. And you do actually have where the two are still talking. Midori is going to pull this thing out, as he is then going to hand it over to Belle's sister, telling her to drink this. Her sister is staring at the vial as she just turned away. Now, you do then have Midoriya, who she does talk about how he's a human, isn't he? Yes. I am. I am a human. A human that was enslaved, then beaten and tortured. Made to kill people. Now, Midoriya does watch this girl as she does flinch at that. Midoriya is saying that he does see her level and stats. He can make assumptions, but he's not going to. You can see my... Yes. Now, Midoriya does say. Him turning off his mimic ability as she does stare at him. The guy, he's got scars everywhere. And it's crazy. That once clear skin that had no markings all over it. It's riddled with them everywhere. Now, she doesn't look at Midoriya, as Midoriya does talk about how she's been a slave for an unknown amount of time to him. However, he does ask her what her name is. My name? I don't know. Everything's so fuzzy and strange. Whenever I try and remember anything from before, it just feels different. Yes. Alright. I'll do the same thing I did to you for Belle, or I did for Belle to you. I'll give you a new name. Her looking up at Dorzaya. I'll give you a new name that symbolizes your freedom. And you'll use this name to be a free person. However, Midoriya holding out his hand, informing that if she does take this gift, once she does make a full recovery, he will train her to fight and defend herself, asking her if she does accept these terms. Now, she does just look down at Dorzaya's hand, as she does wonder, is this really her best option? Is this really her, only choice? No, she can run, but she wouldn't get too far. However, there's this guy. He saved her life and he's showing her, what she believes to be compassion. This has to be it, right? It's been so long since he even felt it. Her reaching out from Midoriya's hand, as she hesitantly does at least brush her fingers against his own, informing him that she'll accept these terms. Good. From now on, your name as a free person will be Tori. Tori? Yes. Now, Midoriya would then hand her the potion, informing her that she does need to drink this. It will help to at least increase her physical recovery. It will provide her body with nutrients she's been lacking for a while. Along with the fish, it will help it with digesting properly, so it doesn't cause her any problems. Now, she does accept the potion and begin to drink it. Midoriya going to walk into the forest, as he does tell them both that he left the soap downstream. The water should still be warm, and if the two do wish, Midoriya turned to Belle saying that she can cast her fireball magic and warm it up even more. Belle looking at her sister. Or Tori looking at her sister. Fireball magic? Wait. Her sister's a healer. Why does she know fireball? Now, Belle does actually go to look at her sister, as they are talking some more. Roy has gone into the forest to find some things that he could use to craft an outfit for Tori. Since the rags she's currently wearing, they do not look very well. If they walk into town, people will think that he is a slave owner or a slave driver, and he does not want that. So they do need to at least get her a change of clothes. Now, Midoriya has already heard the two walk off towards downstream, as he does gather plant fibers along with some other things inside the forest. Now, he does use his skill, along with even some items he's bought from a store, and put inside of his inventory. As over the course of 20 minutes, he does make the outfit quickly. Now, the two they do both come walking back up. And Midoriya, he is just staying there as he does hold it up. This being where Tori's confused and he does toss the outfit towards her. Her catching it does look like a one-piece gown or at least dress. There you go. Put that on. It's better than what you're currently wearing. It should be warmer at least, and provide more coverage. Now, she would put on the outfit, as they do begin to head out. Belle, she's happy that Dorzaya, saved her family. She literally owes this man everything. And there's the fact that he's kind whenever he wants to be. Albeit it's not really the way people expect kindness. Now, they do get back on course for the capital, heading into the city nearby as Midoriya, he does buy 2 horses. And they then head out. Now, Midoriya, he would use his wyvern form, or his halfway dragon form with the wings. However, if he does so in broad daylight, that will cause unwanted attention, and people will call him, or at least talk tale, of a flying man with wings. And if people do discover that he's still alive after what he did on the battlefront, then that will cause more and more problems. Now, they would eventually arrive at the capital, roughly about 2.5 weeks later, where they would meet back up with both Lee and Ray. And you have actually Tori, who's kinda surprised. They had more companions, she knows that, but then there's what she does currently look at in front of her. This guy is surrounded by women. Not only does it, well, look bad from the outside, apparently if you don't know what's going on, it does seem kind of worse. Her sister has explained that there is a swordsman who, well, followed Dorzaya because he was strong. And then there was an Oni, or half Oni, who followed Dorzaya because he was really strong. Now, Midoriya, he would ask these two exactly what they've been doing in the last 2 weeks, or the last month, since he can see their level. Now, Ray, she's close to breaking through level 70. And Lee, she's already on the way to breaking through level 50. Now, he does ask these two exactly what type of dangerous shit they've been doing. Dorzaya, sir, we haven't been doing anything. I doubt that. Now tell me, how many times did you almost die? Well, that is quite simple. You see, the number's lower than you would expect. 0? No. 7? Ray turned to Ray, asking if this crazy Oni was responsible. Her looking at Midoriya as she should at least say that they had to train and get stronger, and then the way to train properly is through combat. I understand that. However, keep these words in mind. Both of you are not me. Now, they do stare at him, as he did say that. Them then looking over his shoulder and asking who that girl is next to Belle. That's Tori, Belle's older sister. Now, Lee, she has come walking around and looking at Tori, asking if that's really true. Yeah, it is. It took me some time, but I was able to track her down. And, well, I've discovered some things about the Ray looking around. Him whispering to everyone, slave markers. Now, Midoriya talks about how he discovered when they did save Tori that even if you take off the person's hand or the area where the slave marker is bound on their body, apparently the pact is still sealed. And Tori just stare at Midoriya, asking exactly what type of sick twisted shit did you do to that guy to find it out. Now, Midoriya would look at her, saying that he didn't lay a single finger on that man, because it wasn't his man to kill. Now, Tori is confused, until her sister does talk about how she's the one who did that. Tori looking over and seeing her sister. This girl's very different, and with what she just heard, a healer killing a person, that doesn't sound right. Now, Tori is confused, asking if that's how she's able to use offensive magic now. Yes, somewhat. I've noticed improvements in the last 2 weeks. That's because you took down those barriers. Barriers, Dorzaya? Yes. Mental restrictions. Usually, the thing only holding you back is either the fact that if you're too weak, you can't do it, or you won't. And, well, you aren't weak anymore, especially with that magic stone. And then there's the fact that you can't do it. Can't, that's a very specific one. The only way I'd see it if you can't do it is if it required you to travel halfway across the world in less than a day. And there's won't. That's where you, in your mind, hold yourself back. You force yourself to think of yourself as weak. And you put yourself down before you even give it a shot. Now, Midoriya, he does actually then ask these two if anything interesting happened in this town while they were traveling. And the two, they do look at each other, informing him that, well, 2 weeks ago, they actually did hear something about a tournament that was held here. It was held over a month ago. And, well, yeah. It was apparently their, well, semi-annual tournament. Semi-annual. That word exists here? So it means they do it every other year? I think so. You'd have to ask or check around. I hear that since everything going on, they're only hosting it every other year. But the Onis might be playing something. I've heard a few things. Now, Midori, he does find it to be quite surprising, as he does want to ask around and learn about this. Now, they all do get settled into a room, or let's just say 2 rooms. Actually, let's just say it's a fairly large or nice looking place that they're staying at, so it's a bit bigger than a normal inn. Now, Midoriya, he was surprised seeing all this stuff. It's super fancy and very extravagant. However, apparently, this place is cheap here. Now, Midoriya, he did then begin to start looking around town and trying to discover information about what can be useful to him. Apparently, where they're currently staying at is on the outskirts or the outside of the actual 10-nation, well, kingdom. If they do cross through the next border, they'll be in the one that connects all 10 nations. Or that at least all 10 nations they do see as home base. So that does mean that royalty and royal advisors are all there. And Midoriya, he does just wonder. If he can make himself known to them, then that could be quite useful. And Midoriya, he does just think, okay, there's the story of the Black Wolf of the battlefield, or the vengeance of the Black Wolf clan. He could bring that here. However, there is a problem. People will see a noticeable trail from where he once was to here. I mean, there was already a trail leading this way towards the capital. So he does want to at least avert or get rid of that suspicion. Now, Midoriya, he does look through his entire skill list, as he does find something that could be considered useful to him. Now, it's an advanced version of the Mimic skill, as it's called Double. Now, Midoriya, he does take on this skill, as he does then put a few points into it and discover exactly what it can do. Since he does make 4 to 5 different duplicates of himself, and they all do stare at the original. Now, Midoriya would inform each of them of their task. Spread the vengeance of the clan, and he'll stay here in this city on their primary mission. Now, they are all quite surprised. However, they do listen, all of them quickly leaving the city and being to spread out in different directions. Now, Midoriya, he does know that he can give them all orders. However, he can't see through their eyes. But he does feel the information they do feel. So, this is going to be quite interesting. Now, with that being said, with Dorzai in the demi-human capital, let's cut over to some human nation, where a group of mages, they have gathered in a circle. They've already drawn what they needed to, and we're going to start casting spells in what they would know as a forbidden form of magic. And we do actually have somebody they do pop up out of nowhere, and they are confused. Where am I? Where are my clothes? Ah, I see. Well, welcome, hero. Hero? What? Yes. Sorry to drop this on you, young man. But our nation is in great need of aid, and we have summoned you here, the hero, using a form of magic. I'm sorry, did you just say magic? Yes. The magic we are using is considered to be quite dangerous, since it might alert the Lord of the Underworld. Huh? Yes. However, we believe that it was worth the risk. We would rather summon the hero, and, well, we believe that if we do try this ritual again, we might summon the... well, let's not speak about that for right now. Now, the man does inform the hero of his duties, and the hero is quite confused. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed, and have an amazing night. I'll catch you guys in the next part.